December of the year 1872, a merchant ship drifts alone in the middle of the Atlantic, sails tattered, and not a single soul on board. The Mary Celeste, history's ultimate ghost ship. 10 people vanished without a trace, a captain, his family, and a loyal crew. No blood, no struggle, just disappeared in thin air. Was it a storm, pirates, or something far more sinister? Today, we'll unravel the sea's greatest mystery. Buckle up, 'cause this one's going to give you the chills. The Mary Celeste left New York on November 7th, bound for Genoa with a cargo of industrial alcohol carrying 1,700 barrels. Helmed by Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned sailor with a nose for trouble. His wife, Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, and a crew of 7 hardened sailors, a total of 10 souls. Yet, when the Dei Gracia spotted her on December 4, zigzagging like a drunkard 400 miles east of the Azores, not a single living thing was found. Lifeboat gone, chronometer and sextant missing, but the ship? Intact, provisions stocked, cargo untouched, just empty. Official reports called it a mystery, blaming pirates or mutiny. But I'm telling you, there's a darker truth behind this. Mary Celeste wasn't just any merchant brigantine. She'd been cursed since her keel was laid in Nova Scotia in 1861. By the time Briggs took command, whispers already circulated in port taverns about strange lights flickering at her hold, unnatural fogs that clung to her masts. Sailors swore they heard voices, low, guttural chants when the wind died. Briggs, a devout man and a Freemason, an order he had joined while in Gibraltar, dismissed as a superstition. Big mistake. November 25, 1872. The ship was somewhere off the Azores, battling choppy seas. The crew, first mate Albert Richardson, the second mate Andrew Gilling, cook Edward Head, the Briggs family, and other 4 crew members nowhere to find. The logbook, last entry dated November 25 at 8 a.m., noted their position: 38 degrees 20 minutes north, 17 degrees 15 west. Clear enough, but what it didn't say was the panic brewing below deck. See, I've pieced this together from old sailor yarns and forbidden texts nobody's supposed to read. The Mary Celeste wasn't just carrying alcohol. Buried in the hold, hidden where no one could see, were artifacts, relics from an ancient cult, smuggled out of a secret excavation in the Mediterranean. These weren't trinkets. They were carved with runes that glowed faintly at night, pulsing like a heartbeat. The crew didn't know. Briggs didn't know. Or did he? Maybe his involvement with the Freemasons had something to do with it. But someone or something did know. There's a group, older than empires, obsessed with controlling reality itself. It's called the Illuminati. Those artifacts were theirs, stolen by a rogue archaeologist who thought he could sell them to some rich Italian collector. My theory? They tracked the Mary Celeste, and they didn't just want their relics back. They wanted to send a message. Midnight, November 26th. The sea's calm, but the air's thick, like breading molasses. The crew's restless. Second mate Andrew Gilling, a superstitious guy, swears he saw a figure on the horizon, too tall, too still, standing on the water. Richardson laughs it off, but even he's checking the shadows. Sarah Briggs clutches Sophia in their cabin, humming hymns to drown out the creaks that sound too much like whispers. Then it happens. A hum, low, bone-rattling rise from the hold. The artifacts are awake. Crewman Volkert Lorenzen, down checking the cargo, screams. Not a human scream, something primal, like his soul's being yanked out. The Illuminati agents don't show up on boats. No, they materialize. Black cloaks, faces like enforcers, sent to reclaim what's theirs and erase everyone who's seen it. Briggs, ever the hero, grabs his revolver, but bullets don't faze these things. The crew tries to fight, knives, fists, anything, but it's like punching fog. The artifacts are the key. They're not just objects, they're anchors to another dimension, a place the Illuminati guard jealously. Touch them and you're marked. Here's where it gets wild. The lifeboat? They didn't take it to escape. It was a trap. They were sucked into a tear in reality. Poof, gone. Not dead, not lost at sea, but pulled into a pocket dimension, a void where time doesn't exist. That's why the ship was pristine. No struggle, no blood, just clean sweep. The chronometer and sextant were taken to confuse investigators, make it look like human hands did this. The last logbook's entry? Deliberately vague. The Illuminati been scrubbing history forever. They don't leave any witnesses. The Illuminati didn't just want their relics back. They wanted to send a message. Imagine this, a portal? Yeah, a freaking portal, opening right in the middle of the Atlantic. The Mary Celeste crew didn't just vanish, they were pulled into a dimension. They didn't drown or get snatched by pirates, they were erased from our reality to keep the secret safe. The ship was left drifting, pristine, to mess with our heads, making us chase ghosts instead of the truth. The day Grazia finding her? No coincidence. They got eyes everywhere. They let the ship be found, a perfect puzzle with no solution. That's why they left the cargo, a taunt. The Illuminati's been cleaning house for centuries. Bermuda Triangle? Their backyard. Other missing ships, planes, even people in the middle of nowhere? Same deal, a war over reality itself. Okay, this would be a conspiracy explanation, but what air quotes logic would say. The standard story says that Mary Celeste didn't vanish because of portals, secret cults, or aliens. Nah, it's all logical. The first theory is bad weather. The ship hit rough seas around the Azores in late November 1872. Captain Briggs, they say, might have thought the ship was taking in water. The pumps showed a few feet in the hold, not catastrophic, but enough to spook a professional captain? Well, all right. Briggs ordered everyone into the lifeboat, maybe during a squall, tied it to the ship with a rope, and then, snap, the rope broke, leaving the crew adrift to drown. The ship, still seaworthy, just kept floating until the day Grazia found it. Then there's the alcohol. Those 1,701 barrels maybe leaked, releasing fumes that freaked the crew. Briggs, worried about an explosion, might have evacuated everyone temporarily, only for the lifeboat to get lost in the sea. No mystery, just bad luck. Although when finally Mary Celeste got to Genoa, the missing alcohol from the 9 barrels was perfectly normal to evaporate. And why would they decide to use a new stiff rope instead of the rope that was already in the lazaret? Others push a mutiny theory. Maybe the crew turned on Briggs, killed him and his family, then fled in the lifeboat. But there's zero evidence of violence. No blood, no struggle, just an eerily tidy ship. Pirates? Another debunk. The cargo was intact, and pirates wouldn't leave a perfectly good ship floating with food and water for 6 months. The sextant and chronometer missing? Maybe the crew took them to navigate in the lifeboat. Maybe. The logbook stopping at November 25 just means they abandoned ship soon after. No need for sci-fi nonsense, they say, just human error or nature's cruelty. But here's the thing, they're too quick to wrap it up neat. The weather wasn't that bad. Records show no storms wild enough to force a seasoned captain like Briggs to ditch a solid ship. The alcohol fumes? Tests later showed the barrels were mostly secure, and the hold wasn't a gas chamber. Mutiny? Come on, Briggs's crew was hand-picked, loyal, and the ship was too calm for a bloodbath. Every rational explanation feels like a stretch, like they're desperate to avoid the obvious. something unnatural happened. The debunkers want you to believe it's all explainable, but they dodge the creepy details. Why was the lifeboat gone but the ship untouched? Why no signs of panic? Beds made? Dishes stowed? And why the hell would Briggs abandon a ship with his wife and kid over a little water? They'll tell you it's just maritime history, case closed. But ever wonder why the Mary Celeste still haunts us after 150 years? It's because the truth's too big to stay buried.